What's going on then, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst. Today we are going to be talking to you about why the 5-3-2 is the meta right now on FIFA 21. One of the most viable methods and something that pretty much every man and their dog is using. Some people are for it, some people are against it. You let me know down below in the comment section below. First of all, are you frustrated? Are you annoyed by the 5-3-2 meta? Do you feel like it takes away the fun from the game? Or do you think, you know what, let people play what they want, as they want, how they want? I'm all for it. So let's go ahead and talk into it. We've got quite a few examples, quite a few things that we're going to discuss with you today on why the 5-3-2 has become into the FIFA 21 meta. In the background, you just got a game of us using the 5-3-2 for you to sit back, watch and enjoy. So then, the first point that we're going to be talking about is that the 5-3-2 and FIFA 21 at the minute, we are very much in a through ball city, right? Through balls are honestly unbelievably strong, like to the point where I have to tell coaching students, expect the unexpected. So, like, you think, oh, that pass is never on. You know, no, you can't play that. He's using a guy who's got, concede, he's on his left foot, weak foot. He's sitting on his halfway line. If he wants to send that through ball, it's a 40-yard through ball. Never expect that. Like, that's the sort of thing that we're in at the minute. So, the 5-3-2 has enabled and helped in that side of things because you have the 3 centre-backs and obviously the 2 full-backs. It means that you've just got that one extra man to help cover that through ball. The one guy can pressure the person on the ball while the other 2 sit back and track those through balls that don't look like they should work but do work. And that's one of the reasons on why the 5-3-2 has become such a big and effective way for people to help and stop this through ball meta that we are in. Now, do I think it's the right way to stop the through balls? Obviously, to me, the root of the problem is the through balls. It's not actually people running the 5 at the back. It's that through balls are so strong. People have had to come up with a solution to stop those through balls when through balls shouldn't be anywhere near as strong as they are, So that would be where I would fix on that front. Having the 5-3-2 still also helps with your quick 1-2s, right? We know through balls are strong, so when you get the ball, if you can 1-2 between your strikers, it can be very easy and very effective to hit on the counter and get in behind against the opponent. Having the middle and the narrow strength of the 3 centre mids and the 2 strikers enables you to send those guys on a run with the L1, the LB button, and get people involved and look for those 1-2s against your opponent. It means that the opponent has to have a lot of concentration to switch, cover the 1-2, and constantly keep looking for that. And that's another reason why the 5-3-2 has been effective because of that. You also have multiple different play styles. You can hit on the counter, you can play those balls through the middle, you can use the width, you can use it as and when you please, which is quite a good and unique way with the 5-3-2. If you do enjoy this video, ladies and gentlemen, please do leave a like as well. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do stream over on Facebook Gaming, a link in the description for that if you guys are interested. The other good thing about the 5-3-2, the way that I have told you guys to set it up, and I think a lot of other people as well, is to have join the attack on the fullbacks, right? You want your fullbacks getting forward and literally sitting on their defensive line. You have them on join the attack, which almost makes them sit in between. Depends where you have them and where you have them set up. The left back and the centre back, or just sit on the left back, the right back, which makes it very difficult for the opponent to cover those passes because they're so focused with the 3 men in the middle and the 2 strikers that your wingers are always free on the break, on the counter attack, which makes it very difficult for your opponent to track. It's an overload of players, right? There's more players in attack in a 5-3-2 than there is in a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1 for most people, because most people have their fullbacks on stay back and they have 1 CDM on stay back. In the 5-3-2, you have your 2 fullbacks getting forward, 2 centre mids getting forward, and your 2 strikers as well, which means you've got 6 people, 6 options in attack, which can help absolutely massively. But the counter argument to that is that when you don't have the ball and you get back in defence, if the opponent can't hit you on the counter and builds up slowly, it is like a brick wall trying to get through the 5-3-2. You've got 5 defenders, you've got 3 midfielders sat there as well. Don't forget, if the opponent puts striker drop back on, that means that one of the strikers may drop back and help out as well. So it is very much a brick wall in that sense. Paul2707, great streamer, go check him out. I had a conversation with him on Twitter, and he said, well, if it's because you have those men in attack in the 5-3-2, the fullbacks, why aren't people playing 3 at the back as much? Because in attack, it plays as a 3 at the back. In defence, it plays as a 5 at the back. So it's very hard to break down and very difficult for the opponent. So, yeah, going forward, it's one of the more attacking formations on the game. But defensively, it's one of the more defensive formations on the game as well. It gives you the best of both worlds, which is a great factor in it. Obviously, if an opponent hits on the counter very quickly and abuses the fact that you've put your wing backs on during the attack and the fact that there's a bit of a gap between those players, then they can exploit that if they are smart enough about it. The other thing as well, which has kind of brought the 5-3-2 into the meta, let's say, is the fact that skill moves are just getting taken away with every single patch and everything that we seem to be looking at on FIFA 21 right now. Every patch we've had has had a nerf to the attacking elements of the game and not really any nerf to defensive elements, The defensive elements, the AI blocks, the AI tracking and whatnot has stayed the same, which then means that if you've got a solid line of 5 and a solid line of 3, you can't skill move your way through. They're just not there as much. You have to work the ball and think about things twice as hard, unless you could hit on the counter. Obviously, it's a different story. So that's why the 5-3-2 has kind of come into that play style, because, well, the more men I can get put behind the ball and tight and compact, you can't skill move your way through. You then got to try and dribble or pass your way through. It's a lot harder to do when there's a lot of men there, and that's obviously one of the main reasons as well. The thing with the 5-3-2 is the fact that it can be played by almost anyone with any team. You don't necessarily need fullbacks in those wing-back positions. Because they play as attacking-minded players when you have the ball, you want very attacking players. And defensively, when you don't have the ball and they sit back in those positions, they don't need to be the best defenders in the world. They just need to be a body, a presence. So you'll see a lot of people running Rashford and Mbappe at these fullback positions when they're not great defenders. And the reason for that is because they just want them on the break, on the counter, to be able to use them in attack. And as long as they just stand there in the 5-3-2, look pretty, occasionally do a bit of jockeying and whatnot, it's another man to make it difficult for the opponent to break down and get through. That's what it means, that you can start in a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, whatever formation you want, and transition to that 5 at the back with almost no consequences. So it gives you variety, it gives you the ability to change through the different custom tactics, different formations based on the game and based on who you are playing. So that is the reason why the 5-3-2 has become the meta and, in the meta on FIFA 21. Do I think things are going to change? Probably not. I think now we're getting to the stage of the game where what we have is what we have. There'll be a few tweaks here and there, but as a whole, EA aren't going to be changing barely anything now up until the next game, in my opinion. The fundamental issues are so core and deep into this game that people have to find their way. And, this is pros, top 100 players. They have to find a way to combat the issues that we have on the game. Unfortunately, at the minute, that's where the 5-3-2 helps a lot with those potential issues and things that we have obviously facing on the game. So I don't really expect it to change. Do I get bothered when someone plays the 5-3-2? Not really. Just, at the end of the day, to me, you can play what you want, how you want, and however you want. The thing that frustrates me is when people change to the play the 5-3-2, are losing a game 2-0, and don't change off that 5-3-2. You have to change off that 5-3-2 to a more aggressive formation to go and win the ball back, right? So don't aimlessly, blindly follow the 5-3-2 and think it's the holy grail and that we all must play it 24/7. You guys play what you want and do what you want. Whatever you want out of FIFA, whether you want the most wins, whether you want the most enjoyment, you play it how and what you seem fit. Don't let anyone dictate that to you. That's completely down to you. I think at the minute, obviously, people are very frustrated. People are either for the 5-3-2 or against the 5-3-2. My opinion, don't blame the guy playing the 5-3-2. He's doing his best to combat the game that we've been given this year. I don't think you can blame them for that when it comes to, you know, trying to be competitive and trying to have fun on the game. And that is down to the individual and how they want to play. So that's my opinion. That is why the 5-3-2 is the meta and why I think it will probably be here to stay for a very long time. Do let me know what you think down in the comment section below. It's always good to hear your guys' thoughts. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to our patrons who do support us. And I will catch all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.